behavior and salesmanship. And that's represented on this chart. Salesmanship by Elmer Wheeler, human behavior by Robert Cialdini. They spent their lifetimes studying human behavior and salesmanship, one and the other. In fact, Cialdini actually went to the work of the great salespeople, the great persuaders, to get a lot of this information that he developed into his laws of influence. You've got to know what you want, when, and how. So, the knowledge of human behavior and of salesmanship, you understand there's a process. In salesmanship, it has to do with attention, knocking on their door, getting their interest, creating the desire, coming to conclusion, making them do some action, and having them be satisfied. On this pictogram of influence, you could see that after satisfaction, I've got list and back ends. If you're in marketing, if you're in persuasion for money, you want to make money, you've got to understand that you make a lot of money from people being satisfied with what they've got from you and additional back ends of products that you could sell to those people who are happy, satisfied customers. You also see I've written up here headline. And the headline and the subheads is under the attention. That's the process. On the internet, you've only got a few short, remember an elevator, 15 to 20 seconds to get their attention. You do that in the written medium through a headline or visual auditory. Today, pop-ups will come in with auditory, or the big hot thing is video that pop up and you watch a little 2-minute or 10-minute video. In copy, in the written word, you've got to establish a rhythm, a cadence, and a vibe, see, to create your desire and your interest. And then when you get down to this conclusion and action, you've got to give them a price and a value. And so this is all kind of the intent. What is it you're trying to make this person on the right-hand side do? Well, we see from the pictogrime that there's a dollar sign. They've got a dollar sign, and it says over here what you want to do, your intent, see, your business purpose is to have an exchange of value via a transaction. It's very important. Hey, this is shorthand. If you get this pictogram in this short period of time, it could be revolutionary. It could change your life literally overnight. The business purpose is an exchange of value. You want to get the money out of their hand through a transaction into your hand. Okay? You do that by offering them a product or a service that meets their needs or their wants. Are you with me? Product or service that meets their needs or wants. You present your product or service by telling them the features, which are the physical aspect of the product, and the benefits, the most important thing, the emotional aspect of your product or service. And you'll see before they intersect with you, they don't know. They're in a state. After they intersect with you, they want to be in a state of desire so that they want more. They want to be happier, healthier, or have more friends, more money, more fun, more something they want that you provide to them through your product or service. To get their attention, you've got a rock. I call it the wow. You take the wow and you throw it through this curtain, and it goes through and breaks their bubble. It'd be like if I stood outside those houses and threw a brick through their plate glass window. Believe me, they would come to the door. I would get their attention. It wouldn't be good. I call these preoccupational interrupters. These people inside their bubbles, inside their homes, inside their own little lives, going down their own little tracks, are preoccupied. You've got a quick 10 to 15 second opportunity to interrupt their preoccupations and get their attention. Once you do that, what I call is you must reveal the dragon. See, reveal the dragon. Some people say agitate the problem, and then you unveil the prince. You come to the rescue. A lot of people think of this as kind of a 3-act play. Act 1, you get the person up a tree. Act 2, you throw rocks. Act 3, get them down. Selling flowers, the dragon. The problem is you can pick your own flowers as long as you're not afraid of mice, snakes, or big nasty, ugly spiders. Okay, I agitated that problem. The solution. Here I come to the rescue. I'll go in. Let me get the snake bites and the spider bites. You don't have to mess with it. See? By letting me do it. The problem was I get you up a tree. Well, you could pick the flowers but just be aware of the snakes. Okay, then I throw rocks at them. If they said they're not afraid of that, I tell them about the nasty spiders. I tell them about how they could have a lucky Saturday afternoon or something. You agitate them a little bit. And then Act 3 is to get them down. Let me do it, and you don't have to do it. To do this, you establish the rapport, and I've got this drawn from your shoes to their shoes. You have to learn how to walk in their shoes, down their track, on their path. You walk in their shoes. You see things from inside their bubble. You have to feel their pain. Their track is the track of least resistance. In this path, they avoid as much pain as they can, and they gain as much pleasure as they can. And you can see again, if you go back and look at Abraham Maslow's pyramid, Google Abraham Maslow, and you'll see the pyramid. Your market research will tell you what you know about this person. It will tell you their sex, their age, their location, what their buying history is, what their passions are, what their group associations is, what their gender-specific preoccupations is. And when you know those, see, then you can craft your intersection, whether that's going to be the copy you write or the point you say to them. You can craft this. As long as you know that. What are their preoccupations? Are they preoccupied with sex, romance, love? That's why all the dating sites are huge. Are they preoccupied with self-preservation, health? Pain sites are huge. Are they preoccupied with ego, preservation, recognition? Are they preoccupied with their past, their future? Are they into their now? See, all this on this Pictogrigm tells you the whole bottom line is to construct your intersection, your elevator speech, so that you get the results you want. Okay? Now, this is fast and furious. Here's how to use this thing. You understand that, and I'm going to get into hypnosis a little bit later on, and I'm also going to do an addendum on copywriting, specifically about snakes, spiders, mice, and the state of mind that people are in, and preoccupational interrupters. I wrote a whole book on it. But preoccupational interrupter is very important because you need to understand people are not sitting in their homes waiting for what you have to sell them, for what you're trying to persuade them to do, to your point of view. You have to pick up a rock, get their attention, beat them in the head with your headline, with your knock on the door, with whatever you're going to use. You've got to beat them in their head, get their attention, create their interest, some visually or with words. You got to be the stimulus to get the response you want. You've got to be the cause to the effect. You've got to know what you want, which is your intent is square one. Here's what I want you to do. Take this Pictogrigm you're looking at angelfire.com/biz/GJBIZ/persuasion P.htm. Take a look at that. By the way, if you don't know this, you use Control plus to make it bigger or Control minus sign to make it smaller. I'm amazed at the number of people that don't know keyboard shortcuts. Back in the day, before there were a mouse or graphic interfaces, we had to use keyboards. You can make this picture bigger or smaller with Control plus or Control minus sign. What I want you to do is print it out, and then I want you to copy it down in your own handwriting. Draw a line, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, turn sideways, what they call landscape mode. Draw the line down it. That's the curtain that separates you from your customer, you from your target, you from the person you're trying to influence. And write down all these words on here in your own handwriting so that you'll see and understand. Once you do that, if you do that, I absolutely guarantee and promise you that you will have an aha moment. You will get it. And things, even though things that you have known for years about selling, about copywriting, about influencing people, even if you just read Robert Cialdini's book, it's all going to have a much brighter, clearer picture for you if you do this. I told you in these first 4 lessons, I'm going to build a foundation. Lesson 1 was stimulus response, spiders and snakes and mice. Oh my! Lesson 2 is the Pictogrigm of persuasion. The Pictogrigm of persuasion. Know what you want your target to do. Stimulus response, cause and effect, and understand the preoccupation and the preoccupational interrupters you've got to use. In the next one, I'm going to lay down the third side of this 4-part foundation. But for now, spiders and snakes and mice, oh my, and Pictogrigm of Persuasion. Oh yeah, Pictogrigm of Persuasion. Gordon Alexander, I'll be back.